G'day everyone, and welcome back to another Scenery Guy video. Now, firstly, it's been pointed out to me that I must ask for your support. Can you please click on the thumbs up button? Apparently that weaves some sort of magic on YouTube and will help my channel move forward. So only takes a second. Click on the thumbs up for me, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. My ambitions for this channel is to get out there as many people as I can and remove the stigma of doing some good quality scenery on your layout. It's not as hard as you think. This video I'm helping a fellow member here down in the Illawarra build some scenery on his layout. Young Phil has just redesigned his layout and is in the process of building a whole new layout, and I suggested to him that we put some scenery in the first corner just to help him visualize where he's going from there. So I popped over to his place the other day and we got stuck in. This particular tutorial, if you like, I will just talk through it. You won't have to see me again. It'll just go through the images and I'll try and stop them and explain what we're doing, go through the process with you. So sit back, enjoy, and please, if you've got any comments at all, if you want to know any of the techniques, anything further, if you want me to show something more to you in future videos, the comment section, that really helps with the algorithm as well, apparently. So the thumbs up and pop some comments. All right, sit back, enjoy, and we'll get on with the video. The very first thing I suggested Phil do is put his backdrop up. As this is going to be quite a substantial layout, it was important to be able to get to the backdrop and do everything we needed to before track work went down and scenery, so we're not crawling over it, damaging stuff that we may have done. Because this is a permanent layout, Phil could bolt the sheet straight to the wall, fill up any holes, and then paint. It's time for the bench work. Lay down some track. From here we find all the scraps that Phil's got lying around, and I proceed to start hot gluing them to the wall, basically forming the shape of the mountain that we're trying to achieve. This is a very organic process. What I'm trying to achieve here is layers and get some vertical height. The little platforms will house farms or buildings, and we'll have tracks running down from each layer down to the main layout height. Once I'm happy with the general form, I then fix these cardboard straps into place. These you can cut out of cornflakes packets, whatever you like. Just staple them in a sort of spider web fashion, or hot glue them in place, and this will just provide the skeleton for the next stage, which is the mesh. Putting the mesh on, that will give us the support for the spray foam. Applying spray foam can be a bit tricky. Take your time and don't squeeze the trigger too much. That's the best advice I can give you. The goal here with the spray foam is to get depth. As you'll see next, we're going to carve a lot of it away, but you've got to have that body there to work with. Tools I like to work with when dealing with expandable foam: wire brush, a long bladed Stanley knife, a jib saw, and either a screwdriver or a scraper of some kind, which will just help flick bigger chunks away. My process is firstly just cutting through with a long bladed Stanley knife. I prefer to cut in the direction of the strata If you've got vertical strata, some strata's tilted, cut it accordingly. Once it's cut, I can then flick the bigger chunks away with the scraper, either that be a chisel or a screwdriver or some flathead type tool that you just drag across and it'll flick out big chunks. Now if you're happy for that chunky look, you leave it alone from there. If not, you can run over it with the wire brush, and that will then take a lot of the loose material away, and you can then wire brush the whole area down to a flat rolling hill instead of chunky rocks, if that's the look you're after. So have a look at this process, and again, if you've got any questions, pop them in the comment section below, and I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions. Always in the back of my mind is what I'm actually trying to achieve. Looking back at reference photos constantly to see the look that I'm after. Here you can see I'm putting in the drill marks from when the initial rock would have been drilled out and blasted away to make room for the track. Thinking about the finished product, what you're after, using the tools available to you to cut away the pieces that are not required, reshape, bearing in mind that you can always spray some more or glue these pieces back in if you make a mistake, so you really can't go wrong. Here is an example of how to cut in a track, getting down from one level down to another level. Again, if you're scaling it for people or traffic or whatever, you cut it out accordingly. So here we're going to have a little zigzag with a horse and cart track. Using the tools on hand, the wire brush here, a great tool for smoothing the spray foam out and getting nice, smooth, rounded contours, as opposed to the blunter tools that will give you jagged edges. You'll soon figure out what tool is best for what. A great use here for some of those bigger blocks is to plug up any holes you have. Now, this being a permanent layout, we don't have to worry about weight. We're not picking it up, we're not moving it, we're not taking it to shows. So my preferred medium is plaster of Paris. You can mold plaster of Paris into anything you like. Push it into all the nooks and crannies. It's easier to paint afterwards. It's easier to add on to. It's easier to take away. It's just a great medium for this type of application. Well, there you go. That's the first installment. Next time we will be painting and doing some scenery, so you can look forward to that. Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Hey, that's all for this one. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate your support. We'll look forward to seeing you soon. Happy modelling.